What is going on, everybody? Late night edition of the Everything NYJ podcast. Gino, how you doing tonight?
Doing good. Are we live? It doesn't seem like we're live.
We're live. We're live.
We're
We are
live?
here. We're here.
Okay.
All
Interesting.
righty.
What's up? My
Man,
go
late
live
night,
my
man.
go my go live button is like it's still just go live. It's not live for some reason.
No, we're 32 seconds in.
Okay, well
32
then
and
there you
counting.
then there you go. Then there you go.
Yeah,
What's
wake
up,
up.
man?
We're here.
I know. It's
Oh,
been
man.
I'm trying to recover from New York. It's fucking me up. You New
Yeah, I'm
Yorkers and these
tired.
layovers, man.
Yeah, I'm tired. But we have a preview video to do today. We have New York Jets versus Cleveland Browns Week 2 preview prediction video. How you feeling about this? Well,
I
actually,
think
I'm
it.
sorry. But before we get into this, we got to plug ourselves first. I was getting a little ahead of myself. Follow us on all social media platforms that you can see on the screen right there: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Everything NYJ for everything. We'll follow you back. We'll talk some sports. We'll talk some Jets. Whatever you guys want. We got you guys covered. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. It really helps us out. It helps us bring wonderful guests on. If you're new here, subscriptions always help. Please subscribe to the channel, even if you've been here before. It really helps us out too. We've been getting a couple new subscribers every day. We're really thankful for that. So thank you guys for that. So, before I cut you off, I was asking, how you feeling about this, Gino?
I've been getting a lot of mixed reviews what more face against the Browns this Sunday. It's one of those things where people are worried, people are not worried. I'm personally not worried.
No?
I'm just a little concerned when it comes to this guy,
Yeah,
but
Miles Garrett,
like and him, Clowney.
Clowney. Yeah,
But like here's the big dog. I mean, you got to be aware of this guy. This guy is just, ugh.
yeah.
And then like you got Chubb. You got Kareem Hunt,
And
Cooper. Cooper, you just never know with Cooper. He's got to be on his game now. Njoku, he's very athletic, but he can do some damage. And they just picked up Jesse James as well. There's Newsome, and then also like Peoples Jones. Like you
yeah,
gotta he led the team in targets last week. So like this team's still a good team even without Watson. I
they're
mean,
a very good team,
J-
actually.
J- Jacoby, you know, Jacoby. I'm not really worried about Jacoby. So
If
I'm at that point where I'm like, if he can get it going and get all these targets, then great. But I think we're going to be just fine. Like I said, I'm only worried about those specific people. And I mean, I think the real concern is what Mr. Staley said today, about
yeah,
Barrios, and then shout out to Mr. Staley. I follow him on Twitter. He's a very good guy. And then the Jets did this update today.
yeah. Let's leave
Questionable.
that up there for a second, so we could go through this. So obviously Wilson is
Go
out.
for it. Go for it.
CJ Azuma, he's doubtful. I don't think he's going to be playing. George Fant, I think he will play. He's questionable. I think he will
Yeah,
play.
I think
Jordan
so.
Whitehead, he was originally Salah said that he was week to week, and now like a rumor has it that he's going to be playing. He's going to be in
Right.
there Sunday.
Right.
Um, and then Braden Mann. Can you go back to that for 1 second? That last one. Yeah, yeah. Braden Mann. He's going to be playing. He's been dealing with some back stiffness now. What is Barrios' injury? Do
I
you know
thought
what
it was
Barrios has?
I thought it was a lower body injury. Here
Right,
we
and
here
then
we
obviously
here
there's
here, here we
JFM,
are we gonna look on here. His heel. Yep, his heel. He's
his heel.
questionable.
And then
And
what does Franklin Myers
Uzama
have?
Franklin Myers is his toe.
Yeah,
Whitehead is his ankle. Fant is his knee. And then, as we
Fant's
know,
knee's
CJ
been
Uzama, you know,
hamstring. Yeah,
and that's from
Fant's
Rich
knee's been messed
Samini.
up for a little while.
Yeah, that's from Rich Samini. Shout out to Rich Samini. The other one's from the
Oh yeah, I love
Jets.
him.
So, But yeah, I mean, these guys just need to ball out. I mean, Coach Sala needs to let these dudes go. I mean,
Coach,
Let's get Barrios started. We all know CJ's doubtful. Release Bryce Hall, release Carter. Carter had a great game last week. But he was our workhorse. And Davis, please don't drop the freaking ball. We love you. We want you to succeed. But man, and then Zach Wilson has been practicing. Hopefully, he comes back next week. I would love it. But it's all about this guy. Rucker is starting. Is this is his debut? I'm super excited to see what he can do. So it's going to be awesome. I'm really looking forward to seeing what Rucker would do. Is he going to be an impact? Maybe.
I think he'll be very limited. I think it's going to really be Conklin and carrying the majority of the workload, and then Lawrence Cager. Um, are you a little concerned? Well, was Rucker wasn't he was inactive last week. I don't think he was hurt last week though, was he?
He was inactive. He was just inactive. That's it.
Does that make you a little concerned that Cager was getting reps over him though, or
I mean, I think if people want to be worried, they can, but I don't. I think they were just using Cager everywhere, and even as a fullback, I'm not really concerned with that. I know a lot of people are, and I know a lot of people have their opinion about it, which they've every right to be, but I, I'm literally not worried. The only people that I'm worried about that we need to get going is Elijah Moore, Conklin, and Wilson. We've got to get these guys going if we want to succeed. Like you
the
can't
offensive line
you
needs to step up as well?
Offensive line, that left side needs to step up. Lakin, man, this is the worst you've been in your whole career. And then, you got Fant's been dealing with an injury for a long time. And then you have Mitchell and Vera Tucker. They were solid, fantastic. I hope they continue. And I love what I'm seeing from Mitchell. It took us some time to get to the playbook. He's a rookie, but I still think he's going to do some big things in the future. He's a future of the Jets, in my personal opinion.
Right, right, right. Personally, I think that the fate of this game relies on the Jets defense. If the Jets
Yeah.
defensive line could get to, if first of all they got to stuff the run.
Amen.
If they could
Right.
somehow find a way to stop Chubb and Hunt, that's great. If we could force Brissett to pass, I
Right.
think we're going to be pretty golden. If we could get some pressures, if we could get some sacks, if Quinn Williams could have a big game, that's going to do a lot for us. I don't think people understand the defensive line. This is very important for them this game. Like I
Mm.
said, we got uh, see with the wide receivers. Obviously, you have like Amari Cooper and Peoples Jones. I would put
Mm.
sauce on Amari Cooper. Let him go shut down Amari Cooper.
Or
Welcome to the
Reed.
NFL.
I would love to
Yeah,
have Reed or Sauce. I take either one of them. I mean, I think Peoples Jones, Sauce should be on Peoples Jones, and then
yeah, okay.
I think you should put Reed with Cooper, the veteran presence right there. It's good. If Whitehead isn't playing, put Parks in there. If Joyner's going to be not that great, Tony Adams in there. Ashton, if Ashton Davis needs to do something, put him on special teams. He's not going to do anything until we see it. So I just think if these guys are probable, which I really hope Whitehead is, because I think we can't win. We can't win without him? He's the quarterback of our defense. He was he was one of the most brightest spots last game, along with DJ Reed
Yeah.
and Sauce and Quan.
Yep.
Quan lit some guys up. If we can get to Brissett early and shut down those weapons, because they have such a good running game. Chubb and
They do.
Hunt, what a duo! I mean, the Browns are cluster hells right now, and with everything with Hunt that's happened, everything with Watson has happened, and he still got these guys. Like, dang! Like, it pisses me off. But hey, hey, kudos to the Browns.
What's going on, Mathis
Hey,
Simon?
what's up,
You're
my
live in the
man? I
greenhouse.
I appreciate everything you have done for us on Facebook. You're the man. Appreciate you, my
Definitely,
dude.
man.
Appreciate you, my dude.
Thank you for stopping by. We definitely appreciate it. We appreciate all the guests that come by. If you guys are anybody that watches, just leave a comment. Say hello. We'll say hello to you, shout you out a little bit. But I don't know about you, Gino, but I am scared shitless for this offensive line. Miles
Yeah.
Garrett, Clowney, I think they're going to tee off on us. I don't think it's going to be pretty at all, to be completely honest with you. I think they're going to be knocking Flacco, onto his butt all game. He's a statue back there. Myles Garrett, he's one sack away from breaking the franchise sack record. He's gonna want that. He wants that,
Mm,
and unfortunately,
mm.
it's gonna come against the Jets. Just it's I don't know. I'm worried about it. I really am. What does our friend Mathis have to say? Run the ball, play defense, and keep the game close. They have to. They cannot
Right,
afford to get blown out. They cannot. They can't be trailing. They can't be playing catch up all game. They cannot start off slow. The Jets need to come out like a bad out of hell. They have to. They have to.
right,
This is the Browns' home opener. They're 1-0 for the first time since 2004. You know,
right,
I can't think of the guy's name, but they're inducting somebody into the Ring of Honor. They're going to be pounding their
right,
chest, man, because the way we're looking at it like it's the Cleveland Browns. They're one
right.
and zero. They're looking at it like we're the New York Jets would beat up Joe Flacco, and they're not wrong.
They're not wrong.
Robert
You're
Sala,
not wrong.
Robert Sala didn't help. He put his foot in his mouth with that receipts comment. This is kind of becoming a must-win game for us. We at least have to
It
keep it
is
close.
a must-win game, and we can't count on our freaking punter and Greg the Leg. They
No,
don't.
no,
We got to. And what is he saying? Just
we
don't give up the big
absolutely,
play. Oh yeah, yeah.
absolutely. It's gonna happen. There's gonna be one or two. But we just have to minimize it. And like Robert Sala always says, we can't beat ourselves.
Right,
It's not that like he even said like with the Ravens, and I believe it. The Ravens didn't beat us. We beat ourselves. We can't shoot ourselves in the foot. We have to
right,
eliminate the stupid penalties. Just play clean,
right,
complementary football. Complementary football we haven't seen from the Jets since Robert Sala's tenure. It was either
right,
the offense was good, the defense sucked, or the defense sucked, the offense, whatever.
right, right.
Um, I'm not worried about our defense. I think our defense will be able to hold their own. It's their offense. I'm not sold on the offense at all. I'm really
I mean,
I think we have the weapons. It's just the line. That protection is not there. Do you see a
well,
case? Go ahead.
if we can bounce back on that left side and protect Flacco, I think we're going to be fine. I mean, yeah, they got Denzel Ward is back unfortunately, and then you got Newsom who's a very big weapon. I know you got Garrett and Clowney, but like I understand Garrett and Clowney are just going to annihilate us. Like I understand that, but like if Max Mitchell and Vera Tucker can hold up what they did last week and get Lakin and Fant back on the field and they just bounce back, I think we can hold. I think we can hold them. I really do. I really this. I mean, this game is going to freak me out no matter what. It's going to freak everybody out. But
It's
like,
freaking me out already.
I still think we can beat them. I really do. If we don't beat the Browns, then I'm going to go in a panic mode. But right now, I'm staying positive. I really do think that we can beat them. I really
It's,
do. I know there's a lot coming off. You know, I know there's a lot coming off with the Ring of Honor and the home opener. I get that. But also the safety position does concern me. I know it concerns you too. I know it concerns
yes.
Mr. Simon too as well. And I agree with you. But uh yeah, go on.
So, if God forbid we do lose to the Browns, are we gonna get a Gino rant? Are we gonna get Gino yelling into the camera?
I don't know. I don't know. With the
It's
with the
dude,
with the
it's gonna
with the
piss me
week
off.
with the week that I've had, I don't know.
Oh, Gino's
But
gonna lose it.
I
Gino's gonna
don't know.
absolutely lose
I
it.
don't know.
Dude,
I'm
you
watching
saw
the
how I
game,
was at MetLife.
dude. I'm watching the game with Browns fans. So this is going to be interesting. With 50 other Browns fans in St. Louis. It's going to be so much fun.
Where are you going for the game? You going somewhere
I'm
special or?
I'm going to a pub out in St. Louis,
Oh
Missouri,
boy.
and yeah, it's a private pub, and I'm excited. I can't wait. These guys don't care. They're passionate fans, but they're like 40 or 50 years old up. They don't do the trash talk. They just want to see the Browns have a successful
Okay,
season.
that's
So I'm
fair.
like, oh, so it's good. I'm actually pretty happy about it. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, absolutely, definitely. But yeah, man. Like I said, we got to avoid the stupid penalties. We can't shoot us. Like you saw me at MetLife, dude. I was like ready to like, fucking rip the seat out in front of me. I was pissed,
I know,
and
I know. Yeah,
it's because it's the stupid things that like the game would have been a
yeah.
lot closer
Mhm.
had we made the extra point, had we made the field goal, had we
Right,
not had but I haven't seen everyone's concerned with the 59 passes from
right.
Flacco.
Flacco, yeah.
I think, but who was ranked number one? I can't think. There was
What do you
somebody
mean rank number one?
before one of the running backs before Carter. Carter was like ranked number two for like not getting tackled or not going down after like the first hit or something like that.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
we need to unleash our running backs. You're absolutely right. We need to have see, I don't know if we're going to though with the pass rushers we have. They might just come on the inside and just stop us. It's their defensive line is very concerning. I'm not too worried about their secondary, which might open up the passing lane a little bit more. But the whole thing is keeping Flacco upright. If we give Flacco a couple seconds, that's best case scenario for us. We could definitely win that game that way. But if we're gonna be, do you see any situation where maybe they pull Flacco and put Mike White in?
Yeah,
Maybe to have like a little bit of
if the
spark, that little
offense
energy.
if that offensive line isn't going to hold up, they're definitely going to replace Flacco. They might do in and out with the offensive line, even if they do anyway. I am predicting Flacco will be in the first quarter. I'm predicting White will be in the second quarter. If we can get Wilson, Conklin, Davis, even Barrios, and more mixed into along with Carter and Hall, we got to get those guys going. Like we can't do these drop balls. We can't. The weather's going to be so much better. Like it's everything's about timing. It's all about timing. And right now, the timing needs to be there. Needs to be there. What is he saying? If the Jets can hold them to 17, we win. Jets 21, Browns 17. That's a good one. I was actually gonna do 17 to 10 Jets. That's what I was gonna do. 17 to 10 Jets.
I'm thinking,
That's me.
yeah, I'm in like the 17. I'm not sold on this game, dude. I'm really not. Like, I'm not
I
trying to be
got
the
you.
negative fan, but they haven't showed us anything. They haven't showed us that they could beat anybody. They haven't.
I
Go
know.
out there and
So
show me.
maybe
Prove me
this
wrong.
game. Yeah, this game let's hope
Yeah,
they prove
I'm
us wrong.
hoping so. I
Yeah.
mean, I drink the Kool-Aid. Like, I'm not as angry as I was Monday. Even coming home Sunday, I was pissed. You saw me firsthand. That's
Oh
how I
yeah,
am.
dude. Oh yeah.
And
And,
and
but but like I keep saying, if Whitehead doesn't play this game, we're screwed out in the back. Parks, I mean, Parks, everyone loves Parks, right? Joyner, geez, the dude needs to retire. I love Joyner to death, but he needs to retire. And then
absolutely.
Tony Adams. I mean, if we can just get that going, but God, if Whitehead's healthy, having Parks and Whitehead, like that would be phenomenal. I'm not worried about anything else. Just like
I'm
just like
hoping
Mr. Simon, just like Mr. Simon said, if we can get those two good, I think the defense will be just fine.
Simon says.
Simon says, yeah, exactly.
I'm hoping, honestly, though, I'm really hoping that our defensive line could maybe hide our weakened secondary.
Yeah,
It,
I
it,
hope so.
there's too much talent. I mean, John Franco Myers is dealing with a foot injury or whatever it is. But he should be good to go. I don't see that really stopping him. He might not like
Right,
have like multiple sacks or something, and I want to
right.
get Michael Clemens involved. I think
Yeah,
so.
what was that? What was that? He wasn't even in the game hardly last week.
Yeah,
JJ
he
did
had
pretty good. JJ
yeah,
did
JJ
pretty
had the one
good.
sack.
Yeah,
Clemens almost had one sack.
right,
Lawson, he was nowhere to be found. We were so
right,
excited for because we were saying last year that when Lawson went down, that dramatically changed our defensive line. We put him out there week one, and I didn't even notice him out there. I really didn't. Like, I kind of forgot about him.
right, right.
So
And
he needs
they
to.
played Jacob. Well, they played Jacob Martin so much.
Yeah.
So like I understand that they did that and stuff, but like damn, we if now I'll give Olbrook one thing. I wasn't a big fan of Olbrook, but Olbrook actually did a pretty good job on defense. Like in my opinion, I think he did a good job for what he had.
Yeah,
And
absolutely, Mathis. Um, that's the hope. Our defensive line and our cornerbacks don't give up anything over the top. It really starts with the defensive line. It really does. If Quinn Williams could ball out and have a big game, that's huge. That's going to pay huge dividends for us. And then I feel comfortable with Sauce and Reed. If those could be our playmakers, and if that could really make the difference, I think that gives us a good chance at winning. But if I had to
mm,
go to win prediction, I'm going to say 17-21. I kind of think that's what it's in. I think it's a low scoring game. I think it's just gonna be a dogfight to the end. It's gonna be two scrappy teams. Both of us have a lot to prove. The Browns,
right,
they were in the Super Bowl. The Browns were in the playoff 2 years ago, and then last year they missed
right,
obviously the playoffs. We're trying to have a bounce back game. Salah's talking all this nonsense about keeping receipts and everything. Go keep this
mm,
receipt, Salah. There's nothing else to really put on it. If you're gonna talk all that, that we're keeping receipts, this and that, Yeah, go out there and keep the receipt. You better win the freaking game now.
I hope this was like a message where you can just fire someone's ass up with this and just lit everyone up. Just like I was actually gonna say the same thing. I think Sauce
Sauce.
does get a pick this game. I think
Yeah,
this is
I
gonna
want them to
open
have.
up. I think because Brissett is just not that good of a starting quarterback. He's a good backup quarterback, but he's not a starter. And his first game, yeah, they won, but like I still think that Sauce or Reed or Whitehead is going to get those interceptions. I did a poll on Twitter. I said, how many interceptions do you think the Jets are going to do on Sunday? And the most of it was three. And I agree
Three
with them.
interceptions. We should definitely win the game.
I think three. I really do. Sauce, Reed, and Whitehead. If Whitehead plays, if not, then I think it's going to be not Parks,
Joiner?
not Joyner. I
Davis?
think I think Hall.
Bryce
Bryce
Hall?
Hall. Here's the thing: he's a good third, like he's a good backup cornerback, but he's not a starter right now, right? He had a great year last year, but man,
He
I think
regressed.
Hall, I yeah, but I think Hall deserves another shot. In my personal opinion, I think he does. I mean, if you think I'm wrong, great, but
Yeah,
like
I'm gonna respectfully disagree with you. I mean, he was out there for 5 snaps. The 5 snaps he was out there, he gave up 2 touchdowns last week. I don't feel comfortable bringing him out there at all. I don't even want him to be dressed. Go sit in the stands. Don't even go to Cleveland. That's the
so
point
you
I'm at.
prefer Michael Carter than Hall and Eccles,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Yes, I
Hey,
do.
I'm doing that.
This
But
is a
yes,
huge game
I
for
I
Salah and
agree.
his coaching staff. They cancel this
Yeah.
game. If so, he'll be. Oh yeah. Hot seat. I would say yes because of the comments he made, but I don't think they're gonna fire. I don't think he's like
I
on
don't
the
think they're
hot
gonna
seat
fire
about
him
getting
now.
fired. I just think he's
Yeah.
just gonna be feeling the scrutiny of the media. I think the media's gonna be
Yes.
all over his ass. But
Yes.
firing,
I
I
agree with
don't think
that.
so.
I don't think they're
If we,
gonna. It's gonna be an after this season thing. I really don't think they're gonna do it
oh,
in season. That's not JD's thing. JD will wait that whole year, and then if Woody all of a sudden wants to make a change halfway through, because we all know what he's capable of, especially after the season too, then maybe.
see, I think there's a very good chance he doesn't get fired after this season, especially if they win a couple games. I mean, like if
Yeah,
you go like 0-17 or something, then yeah, I don't think you really have a choice. You look like you're drinking liquor there. I know you're not because you don't drink, but that's what it looks like. You have a bottle of like Henny or something.
I'm doing easy.
Is he? I got my water as always,
There
or
you
vodka, as some people like to call it. It's water.
go.
You just stay hydrated. Our good
But
friend Sean
yeah,
thinking it's vodka. But yeah, getting back on topic here. Like I said before, I'm gonna keep reiterating it. If we could hold Jacoby Meyer, what is it? Yeah, fucking Brissett. Sorry, I don't know why I think. If we could hold him to passing, I think that puts us in a pretty good situation. Um, their offensive line, I don't think is like one of the better offensive lines in football. They're probably healthier than
yeah.
us. Like that's not saying much though. If we could
Mm.
just get some pressure on him, I think we'll be all right. If we could rattle him a little, I think that's gonna cause that's gonna have a trickle down effect. I think Reed and Sauce are really gonna uh get down on that, and hopefully one of them gets a couple interceptions. Maybe they both get an interception or two. That'd be nice.
I agree, and I agree with Simon too, Mr. Simon right here. Exactly, the media and the fans will put a whole bunch of pressure on him, and they will not fire him in the season. They won't. It's just not what JD does. He will wait until after the season, and then they'll do something. It's happened since he's been here. So yeah, they
I don't.
cannot mess up this game. They can't. They can't.
No, I don't really think that this is a situation that they fire Sal at the end of the season either way. I think things would drastically have to go wrong. I think there's too much talent on the team not to win a couple games.
Yeah. I
What
mean,
is your
who knows?
what is your level of? Yeah, go ahead before we switch topics here.
Shit, if we went up and get like a Sean Payton or something or anybody else, that'd be great. But it's not going to happen. But that would be phenomenal too. But
Where is
yeah,
that Sean Payton rumor coming from? I'm hearing it all over the place, but like, what is the source of this? Just that he's not coaching right now? I mean, he didn't
he's
even
not
say he wanted to
coaching.
come back.
I don't know.
He
He
said he
doesn't
was
want to come back.
retired.
I don't even know if he wants to come back. Who knows? But what was the question? What was the
I didn't see your
question?
question. Oh,
Oh,
I was gonna ask you about special teams. Like, what is your level of concern with special teams? Do you think that there's a situation where we score a touchdown and Salah keeps the offense out there going for two because he doesn't trust Greg the Leg?
he's not gonna do it, but he's gonna trust Zerline, and that's a
He
horrible
did it
idea.
last year. He did it last year against the Eagles. He went out there for two on their opening drive touchdown because he didn't trust Amendola at the time.
And now look
So
at
I don't think it.
Amendola. Freaking look at
Yeah, I
Amendola.
know.
Amendola had a
I know.
great game Thursday.
I know. I
But I
know.
mean,
Oh.
shoot, when you go to another team and not be with the Jets, it's going to be obvious that they're not gonna do like good. I mean,
Look
look
at
at it.
Gino.
Yeah, and then look at Eddie Pinero.
Yeah.
Fuck. And then Simon's saying we have to stop the run if they can. We will be in trouble. We will have to stack the box, and then our safeties will be a problem. I agree with them, but it's gonna come down to if they're going to do it. But I agree. I agree. We
I think we need a
have
lot of
to
blitzes. We have
stop
to blitz
the
heavy.
run.
Yep, we have to stuff
I,
the
I got
box.
I got a question for him. Who do you think who do you think is more effective on their offense? The running backs, wide receivers, or tight end? That's my question to you, Mr. Simon. But go
I don't
on,
think
Wayne.
I don't think their tight end's really too much of a problem.
I don't know.
You know.
Njoku and
But
Jesse James. I don't know.
yeah, I mean, like they're not the worst tight end duo in the NFL, but I don't think that they're that serious of a problem. I think their running game is their biggest problem. If oh yeah, he's saying running backs. Yeah, I agree.
I agree. I agree.
Um,
I
we
agree.
got to find a way to stop the run, which we did pretty well against the Ravens.
Right. Right.
And then at least for the first half. But we can't just expect the defense to win the game for us. Like I said, we can't have the defense on the field, making plays. Stopping teams and everything, and the offense going three and out. It's not going to work. You know,
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
could maybe depend on one pick six. Two, I think, is asking for too much. I don't think it's impossible, but the reality of is most teams don't have two pick sixes in one game.
Hmm.
Maybe the football gods that hate us, maybe for some reason they love us, and we fall on a fumble and run it back or something. I don't know. I'm trying to find a way that this
But
could happen on defense.
yeah, but like, what if things go south? What would you do as a coach? You be in Salah's position. What do you think? If Flacco doesn't do well, the O line doesn't do well, the defense doesn't do well, safety doesn't do well. Who do you put in? Who do
I
you put
put in
in?
Mike White because I kind of think he should start this game because he's more mobile and we have two Pro Bowl caliber edge rushers, 6'7" Miles Garrett looking to tee off on
No,
37-year-old statue Joe
yeah,
Flacco. You definitely have to have a mobile quarterback in there. I think that's probably the best way to offset them. It buys the Jets a couple more seconds. It buys the wide receivers a couple more seconds to get open. Hopefully it just becomes an incomplete pass rather than a sack. That'll put us in a lot
yeah,
better of a situation.
yeah,
I'm just not sold on Flacco at all, and Robert Sala's funny because he all off season long he's preached everybody, even Sauce. He refused to announce Sauce as a starter because
mm,
everybody has to earn their position.
mm.
What has Flacco done to earn this position? I
I,
don't see it. I mean, yes, he had a great camp. Fine, you want to start him week one, that's fine. He laid an
yeah,
egg week one. Why not just try a fresh hand? If he doesn't do well, then put your boy Flacco back in.
yeah.
I'm not even opposed to starting Strevler. I want to see Strevler get some action. I
Oh,
don't think it's going to
jeez,
happen.
Straveler.
I'm not
No,
opposed to it though. If he comes out there, I'm not going to be pissed about it.
yeah, I understand that.
I mean, like, maybe he shouldn't play the entire game or something, but he's not next man up either way. But
Yeah,
Flacco, he's like a, what he reminds me of? Like one of those like great boxers that used to knock everybody out, and now he's just getting knocked out left and right, and like he doesn't know when to hang it up, man. Like hang it up. I don't think
who,
there's no way that
who,
any
who?
Flacco.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, who's going to sign him next year? Like, what is it?
Oh.
I wouldn't sign him. I don't think he comes back to the Jets next year. But anyway, I don't want to get
Well,
off the
okay,
topic here.
okay though. But what if he does good this game? What if he does good this game? Where do you go from there?
Then great. Then great.
Okay.
But what do you consider good?
At least a couple touchdowns, maybe even three
Touchdown
passes.
passes?
Passes, not running.
Well, that's the obvious. I don't think he can run.
No, no kidding. But but listen, if you take out Chubb and Hunt, take out Chubb and Hunt, right? Take out Chubb and Hunt, and Juku and Peoples Jones and Cooper. If you can take those three out with the running backs
Oh,
for the
that's a
defense,
win. That's a
it's
win.
it's a win. But thing is, if you focus on shutting down the running backs, they're going to force the throw to Cooper, and Brissett and Cooper is not that great. He's more going to focus on People's Jones going downfield, and the red zone is going to focus on in Juku. So if we can get those guys off the board and them forcing the throw to Cooper, because Cooper hasn't been the same in the last
No,
2 years.
now it's
I
yeah.
mean, he hasn't been the same since Dak Prescott when he was there. So if we can get that and then shut down Miles Garrett and Clowney and get Newsom and Ward out of the game, we will be fine. But the thing is, I know that's an overstretch. I get that,
Yeah.
but it's still possible. I think it's still possible. If by halftime we can't do anything because of Flacco is too immobile, bring in Whiteside. Yeah, I agree. I agree.
We
I
have to
agree.
make some halftime adjustments. But yeah, getting back to you for a second, I don't think that there's a situation where we shut down their entire offense.
No, we're
Um,
not.
I'm comfortable with making Jacoby Brissett pass.
Yeah.
I'm comfortable with that. I want to see him go up against Sauce. I do. I'm comfortable with Sauce
Yeah.
in there. Let him beat us. That's
And
that's the way I
and
feel
he
about it.
can't run and he can't run well. If you force him to
Oh, geez,
pass,
sorry.
I don't care. But if you force him to pass,
I'm comfortable with
he
that.
I'm comfortable with that, but he can move a little bit. Like he can get out of the pocket, but like force him to pass with the defense that we have, and we have a freaking good defense. With the defense that we have, we can totally match that up. Totally match that up.
I think so. If we could hold the combination of Hunt and Chubb to under 100 yards and maybe give up one touchdown, because you can't eliminate them. They're good players. I'm expecting at least
Yeah.
one touchdown from them. Not each, but maybe between the two of them. Because they're probably like one of the best, the best 1-2 running back combo in the league. I think they really are.
Oh, I agree. 100%.
But
100%.
I also, that's not to discount Michael Carter and Breece Hall, though. I think that they're pretty decent as well. But I'm
Hall needs
expecting
to
one
bounce
touch.
back.
Yes, yes. But I'm expecting one touchdown between the two of them. If we could hold them to like 60 yards, 50 yards, somewhere in there, that's a win for me. And then you just got to worry about the wide receivers. That's got to be the best way to approach this. But shutting down the stuffing the box, blitzing, and just stopping all the gaps, stopping all the holes. That's the best way you're going to shut these guys down. You agree?
Yeah, that's I not only do I agree, but I think it's possible. I really do think it's possible.
We have a talented defensive line. So get after it, man. I want to see Quentin Williams have 2 sacks. That's my goal for him. 2 sacks this game. I'd be more than happy. I'll be happy with one.
Frank, I,
I, I,
I want the whole line to get a sack at least one. Even the people they switch out. Franklin Myers was good last week. Lawson was
yeah.
kind of lost. Clemens, they switched him too much in and out. Martin was out too much. JJ, when he was out there, he made it count. But
Yeah.
Rankins,
Where
poof,
was he?
poof,
Yeah.
like dust. Quentin Williams, he did better than I thought. Better
But
than I
he's one of
thought.
those guys that kind of disappears as well.
He does.
There's
I
a lot
agree.
of times where I don't even notice that Quentin Williams is out there. But I think our linebackers are good. Let's not discount C.J. Mosley and Quan Alexander. Quan Alexander hits like a freaking maniac.
It was great. For how cheap that we got him, one of the
Oh,
best
definitely. We've
signings.
we've won that
One of
already.
the
Yeah. Hell,
best
hell yeah.
signings.
Hell yeah. Um,
Quincy Williams did great last week.
he
If
did.
he can
He
step up
flies
like
around
he
like a
did,
maniac.
yeah. But the thing is,
His fun.
but the Quan can get, that the same thing like he did last week, we will be okay.
Yeah, I mean, like obviously the goal is to not have the running backs really get past the offensive line, But I feel
Mm.
comfortable if you have CJ, Quan, and Quincy right there. I feel pretty comfortable with that. The safeties and the safety is really the biggest hole, and let's
It
hope that
is.
hopefully it doesn't even come down to the safety. If we could
Right.
have our corners shut down, like you said, Cooper, Peoples, Jones, I think
Mm.
that'll be all right. Um,
Mm.
this defense, I'm starting to talk myself into it a little bit more actually. It's obviously
Yeah.
easier said than done though. There's a reason that they're the best 1-2 punch running backs in the NFL.
Yeah.
So
I
like I said,
agree.
like we're not going to shut them down completely. You have to, be realistic here. But
The the
hold
the,
them to
the
a
thing.
touchdown, 60 yards apiece, maybe. I wouldn't be happy. I wouldn't be upset with that.
Yeah, but
Jets
the
need.
thing. Go on. Go on.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just reading Mathis Simon's comment. Jets need to run 13 personnel and try to run the ball. That could open up the pass game. Yeah, I agree 100%. I was not expecting them to come out in 13 personnel last week to start off the game. If they could do
Yeah.
that, then yeah. We got to get the tight ends involved a lot more too. I want to see Conklin have a better game because, obviously he had the touchdown at the end. I believe we were actually gone by that point. I think we had walked out by that point.
We did. We
We
did. We
did, right?
left
I,
at
I
that
don't
point.
remember.
We
Yeah.
did at that point. We did at that point.
But he had a sloppy game too. He had a couple drops, a couple penalties. I want to see him clean things up. I'm expecting Rucker to be more in that halfback role and more of a
Yeah.
blocking tight end. I think
Yeah.
Cagers is more of a catching tight end.
Yeah, but
So
man,
that's something to keep
Rucker.
your eye on too.
I like Rucker in the red zone. I really like Rucker in the red zone for some reason. Like
Yeah,
I think he could be pretty good in the red zone. His tall body, like, there's no need that he shouldn't be in there. But going back to the defense with Hunt and Chubb, we are not good when a quarterback passes like in the beginning. Once you get
well,
to
yeah,
the
because we play too
secondary,
soft. Yeah, we play
exactly.
soft zone.
Yeah, when we get to the secondary, it's better. But if we can shut that down, we haven't seen anybody shut that part of the defense down since Revis and Cromartie, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, yep,
Like they really, I can count. I can't even count how many times on my finger how much that pissed me off last week.
yep.
Like
I agree.
it's so
Especially when the
frustrating.
big problem, especially when the big problem was supposed to be shutting down Lamar's running game, which we did. But then, in the second half, they just
Agreed.
teed off on us with touchdown passes.
Hmm.
But I'm a lot more comfortable with making Jacoby pass it than handing the ball off.
But that's the thing, though. Going back to those touchdown passes, like when we would shut that, when we would try to, quotation, try to shut down in the early part, then the secondary was wide open. When we shut down Lamar, when we shut down those short passes, then that's when the touchdowns came in the back, like, because
Yeah,
we totally didn't do
they were
our
also
job in the
tired though
secondary.
too.
I mean,
They
I
were
get
tired,
that
dude.
it's raining. I get that. Like, I get that. But you were made to be in those kind
Yeah,
of
welcome to New York.
like weather. You can't just give up your job on the secondary trying to shut
No,
down the
no,
running
you're
game
right.
and try to shut down Lamar. And even in the beginning, you got to make sure you get the fuck back. You got to get back. Those
I
lockers with
agree.
Lamar, you got to. You got to. They have to get
Ha-
Garrett Wilson in this game, move him around. He is going to be a really good. Oh, I agree. I mean, shoot. Yeah, I mean, did you see the one where we didn't go for it?
yep.
Jeez, we
Did
should
you
have
see
went
what
for it.
Did you hear what LaFleur said about Garrett Wilson? That he thought the game was gonna be too big for him, and he proved it's not. So I'm expecting him to have a bigger workload. I wouldn't mind
I agree.
eventually seeing him replace Corey Davis. I think he's a better pass catcher than Corey Davis. So we have some talent, man. I mean, the offensive line scares the hell out of me. Flacco scares the hell out of me, which is a huge problem. But
Mhm.
and like I said, also, not to beat a dead horse here, but our defense they need to play violent and they need to be hitting hard. They need to be stuffing the box. No more
Mhm.
soft zone. I want to see some blitzes. Even Greg Williams style. He was big into
Ooh,
blitzing.
yeah,
You got to put the hell out of these guys.
I agree.
Hands of stone. Yeah, yeah. Corey Davis, hands of stone. Yes, he is.
Exactly, he is.
But
But
so before
I,
we wrap things up, what is? Oh, go ahead.
I think Corey Davis does have a bounce back game, though.
I hope so.
I think they all have a bounce back game. Just don't freaking drop the ball. Just don't do it. Don't do it. Anyways, go
Just
on.
do the just like Robert Saleh says, do the things that you've been doing good since you were playing Pee Wee. Catch the football. Don't commit
Right.
penalties. Just play smart. Like
Right.
just look like a professional football player out there. That's all you have to do.
Right.
Catch the
Right.
ball when it's thrown to you. Don't fall down. Don't
Right.
trip. Don't face smack somebody. Just play
Right.
clean, complimentary football. If our offense could be 50% productive and the defense is really helping us out, we could win. We could win.
I
I think
agree.
a lot of it's going to come down to our running backs, which I'm fine with because I don't trust, like I said, I don't trust our offensive line to keep
Yeah.
Flacco upright. Like I'm not trying to repeat myself here. I understand we're going on for a little while now, but yeah, hand the ball off. Brees Hall needs to have a bounce back game. Corey Davis catch the damn ball. I think we'll be all right. So before we go, what is your final score prediction again, Gino?
17-10 Jets. And I'm going to take the Jets by 3 or 4. That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, I'm
That's
kind
fair.
of in the 17-21 range.
Okay.
Maybe the Jets, but I don't know because is freaking Zerline gonna make all of his extra points? Like that's the kind of
No.
thing I'm concerned about. So
Yeah,
maybe it
but
would be like
well, we
late
do know
teens.
this though. We do know this. Salah's going to keep the receipts against the Cleveland Browns or literally anybody. Who knows?
Yeah, yeah. Maybe you should start keeping receipts on players that haven't been playing well instead of worrying about the loyal, diehard Jets fan that's sitting in the pouring rain for you. But not,
Oh,
that's just gonna
shut
piss me off.
up.
If I go
Shut
down that,
up.
I'm not wrong.
Jeez.
I'm not wrong.
But people, he's not really that ghost looking. He's actually really tan in real life.
I am very tan in real life. Yes, I don't know what's up with this. I could change the lighting. It doesn't really work.
Yeah, you're
But
good.
yeah. But all right, Mathis, thank you for joining us tonight. It's been a real pleasure talking with you. Gino, it's been a real pleasure talking with you. This
Amen.
is this has been the Jets versus Cleveland Browns predictions video. Thank you guys for checking it out. Follow us on all social media platforms. If you guys did like this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. It really helps us out. Thank you guys as always. Have a good night. Go Jets, baby.